don't judge me for owning this, because not only do I own that, I own these. All these. And these not only come with the special editions, but original cuts as well. Not sure which is which. Yes. That observant, sorry. But yeah, yeah, it's the second disc on each of these is the original cuts of the film, so I am rather frustrated that some people keep saying that they're not out there. But if you don't believe, I own all of the last editions of the original cuts of Star Wars. These were the last ones taken out, and I managed to get them all for Christmas gifts at the time. Okay. Now that that's over with, let me just say I am excited that Disney does own the Star Wars and Lucasfilm. Now, I just would like to say, look guys, unless this turns out to be a great film, I'm gonna stay in the camp. Like, I'm not disappointed, I'm not scared, I'm not excited. I'm like, oh, I want to see something before I pass judgment. Now, look, I really don't want to. At first, I was like, "Oh God, Disney owns it. That's bad." And then I realized they own Marvel as well, and as long as they keep it Star Wars in the same camp as Marvel, I'm okay. But if they try to cartoonize it and make it really bad, it's got to be in the right hands. And people are throwing out directors and that. My thought process is it starts with the writing, and then you can worry about your director. Then you can worry. Now I've heard that there's a treatment already out for episode 7. Well, let me just go into what I'd like to see. People are throwing a lot of my information. When I say people, it's usually Geekvolution. Have been talking about this. A few other people have been talking about this. A lot of people I've subscribed to. And I even saw Angry Joe throw out some stuff. I'm not really a subscriber to him. I don't really watch his stuff. But I came across one of his videos and he mentioned a couple of things. And yeah. Now, I'm going to duck for cover here. I didn't think the prequels were that bad. Okay, now, Phantom Menace was. Phantom Menace, looking back on it, was pretty bad. The Attack of the Clones, not too bad. That could have been directed a little bit better. I feel the directing in that, if you had had a different director, you would have gotten a completely different film. The Revenge of the Sith, I do take on board a lot of what everyone said about that. But that was, by the critics, it was said to be the greatest Star Wars movie ever made. I don't think so. I think it is. For tone and everything, of what I like, what I personally like, I think it's the second. I think if you, I like Empire the best, Revenge of the Sith second, and then Phantom Menace is a dead last. But I think yeah, I actually like Jedi more than I like the original Star Wars, guys. I like Attack of the Clones more than I like the original Star Wars, because let me just say that the original Star Wars is very simple story. Attack of the Clones is a little bit more complex, and I like things a little bit complex. Now they had so much shit going on. I don't think they could have put that into 3 movies. I think they had so much going on. They should have definitely condensed what they did. I think if you had maybe just mentioned or shown something of Anakin getting recruited, and then done a completely different story, and then started with the Clone Wars stuff a little bit in episode 1, you would have had a completely different set of movies, and then maybe done his seduction into the dark side and all that. That would have been a bit better. Okay, now back onto Disney. What the future holds. Episode 7, great. I just want to say let's make this a great franchise. Let's have spin-offs. Like do some cartoon stuff that's based in each period, but they're offshoots of the original movies, of the prequel trilogy. Because I like the Clone Wars, it expands the universe, which is really great idea. I know the books have done a great job with that, and even some comic books. I haven't checked out a lot of them. I would like to see a Shadows of the Empire cartoon thing, a cartoon movie, not cartoon, but a animated movie. Something in the tone of something like the Batman the Animated Series. It's rated PG, but you get a little bit more for your buck. And I think if you have that come out, people are going to see that, because people even went and saw the Clone Wars movie, and people hate that movie. They think it's the worst thing. It wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was great, but I went in there with very low expectations, and I enjoyed it. I thought, wow, I don't know when this is supposed to take place, but man, it was at least interesting. I gotta say that much. Alright, so yeah, I want it expanded. I want TV shows. I want movies. I want spin-off movies. I want spin-off TV shows. I want it all. I want stuff going on in different periods all the time. I really want them to just expand and expand and expand and expand. Have some stuff that was going on during the... Let's find out who the Bothans were. That was brought up into Boldly Flee, the Nostalgia Critic, Channel Awesome, that guy with the glasses movie. Let's find out who the Bothans were. I don't even know what the Bothans looked like. Yeah, so yeah, let's follow them on their apparent suicide mission. Because we know how it's going to end. Yeah, so interesting. I think it's interesting that Disney owns it, and they do have plans for episode 7, but I'm looking past that. I'm looking to the future. I want to see so much stuff. It'll blow your mind. I want to see them do animated movies based on stories that are out there already. Like, I want to see a Shadows of the Empire movie. I really want to see an animated Shadows of the Empire movie. Because I have no idea what that's about, but it intrigues me, because it takes place between Empire and Jedi. And I've read a little bit in the comic on it. I really would love to see that. I would even like. I'm gonna eventually pick up the book and read it, or a couple of the comics, and because it's one of those things that intrigues me. You know, something that's already out there, and you want to do something in between. That's really interesting. That's why I like the Clone Wars stuff. And you got to remember too that there's a great big gap between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones too. I would be interested to see how people fill that gap if that were to be done. Because we've got the Clone Wars TV show, so we got a general idea of what happens between those two movies. So just a bunch of stuff that I'd love to see is stuff that's already out there and put on the big screen or the small screen, because to me that's what people probably want to see, and the way to do it, I think, is use the actors that did the parts, but just have them do their voices, because their voices probably haven't really changed. You can animate them and just say, look, this is what this is a story that happens just after Jedi. This is a story that just happens after Empire, or this, and have them do their voices, and just say, look, well, they're too old to do the part live action, so we're just going to animate it. That's, to me, makes much more sense than to try and pull off a live action movie. It's just like, well, we own it. We want to tell this story, but they're too old now, and we didn't want to recast. We didn't want to cheat you out of seeing it. But this is just them animated. I mean, throw it to Pixar. They could probably do some great stuff with it. Have them do a whole bunch of movies with and just have the original actors do their voices, the ones that are still alive, at least. You could probably do someone else for Obi-Wan. Hey, use Ewan McGregor. Granted, it will be like weird. Hang on, but yeah, that I think that's the way to do it. I mean, before all these people die or anything, just think about that. All right. This is actually shorter than I originally did it. But yeah, so I'm a big Star Wars buff. I'm almost into Star Wars as much as I am into Star Trek. So at least one of my franchises is living on, and maybe it's in the right hands. But I'm in the wait and see camp with this. It's not that I'm a pessimist, but I've just gotten used to saying crap when it's under new ownership, and I think putting on new ownership is a great idea. So yeah, so I just want to say, look, just I'm being patient. I don't want to get ahead of myself. There is a bunch of stuff that they could do. And as long as they do some of the stuff that I want them to do, I'll probably be happy. But yeah, so I'm in the wait and see. So let's just wait and see. Okay, I'm Magpie2541. Thank you for listening.